Hey, India. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here. I want to say thank you all so much for those who came and as well as those who had the intention to come to my first economics webinar. So I'm just going to fill in the blanks for some who don't know. The webinar covered the new competitive advantage in which the United States may have against China in terms of it investing in its frontier technologies. So in particular, this bill is called the United States Innovation and as well as Competition Act. And also, I didn't want to hop on here for too long. However, I did want to hop on here and give you all some implications and as well as some inferred information that you could possibly use as this bill prepares to be signed by Biden. So this bill was recently signed in the it was in the House, but rather in the Senate. I think it was last week. So pretty soon, it's expected that Biden will have no problem passing it, considering the fact that it was endorsed by him and as well as other Democrats, such as Chuck Schumer. But basically what they aim to do is pour lots of money inside of the semiconductor industry, because if you all don't know, but right now we are currently experiencing a chip shortage. So this aims to not only counter that, but as well as to compete with China, since they're essentially doing the same thing. Now, you're probably like, okay, how does this affect me? Well, one of the things, especially if you're into investments, that you could do with this information is get ahead of the crowd that is about to start investing in things such as commodities, or say if you're not into in which they're associated with primary commodities that are about to that are about to be primarily used to produce these chips. So I have a list of things and recommendations of commodities and as well as stocks, and as well as just some general tips in which that you could use. So as far as commodities, highly recommend zinc, aluminum, and as well as natural gas, because Biden also just passed the 1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. So that's more so in conjunction with that. And also for the fact that the United States is looking to move towards clean energy. So that gives you a head start on that. But if you're not into commodities, I would highly recommend investing in aluminum companies and as well as steel companies, and as well as chip companies such as NVIDIA, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? So, yeah. And then also another key part of the bill is the fact that they're about to dump a lot of money into making untraditional locations regional hubs. Regional innovation hubs. So those regions that may have felt like left behind by either the tech sector or just by the government in general will receive some of this funding. Like, it's a $250 billion bill, so therefore we don't know where it's going. But it's best to be invested in intermediate inputs, because you can never lose, especially if these are essentials to make the final products. So that's really all I had to say on today's live. If you all have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll stay on here a couple more minutes. Thank you. I'm glad that you found value in it. I appreciate it. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, I did want to add in is that, say if your investment capacity can expand towards land, highly recommend buying land that has lots of trees and as well as those that has easy access to water sources. Um, as far as any areas in particular, geographically, so the primary areas in which they're primarily looking at to invest this money into is upstate New York, as well as in Pennsylvania. And as well as there's been talks about Texas, so such as Austin and as well as Dallas are a couple places. But yes, so anywhere in which that's not a Seattle, San Francisco, um, New York City, or anything like that, that already has like a head start, jump on everyone else, because they want to boost the capabilities of localized supply chains. So, and that's also relevant to if you wanted to invest in land as well. So you could get like a head start on that while things are kind of up in the air and not too many people worried or even are aware of this bill. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I did want to say that in this first edition of economics and echinacea, this unfortunately is not echinacea. This is rosehip tea. I just wanted to say that, but still tea regardless, right? Like it still gets us through the economic tea in which that I just spilled to you all. Okay. And did you have any other questions or anything non-related to this bill in which that you would like for me to blurb on? And also, I appreciate you for coming. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who are going to watch this on the Instagram page, please feel free to pass this on. Because this information can be used by anyone, especially if you're in the investment world. Like, I am not a financial advisor by any means. I'm just the junior economist. I'm just here for you to connect the dots and as well as see the connections so you can capitalize off of the opportunity before everyone else does. But do not ask me about anything involving finance, or should I say finance, as those who work in the field say. So, well, so it seems as if you all don't have any more questions. I'm gonna hop off of here. Thank you all for joining my first after party / economics and echinacea series. I'll most likely be hopping on here more often to give you all some economic tea, especially after webinar, so I could put you all up on game before the game is being played. No problem. Enjoy. I'm enjoying my tea as well. Have a great evening.